Yo people, welcome back to another video. Now, we've had the confirmation that we'll be seeing Bron Breakker defend his Intercontinental title in a fatal 4-way versus Penta, Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio. Now, I have a few problems with this, and it starts with Triple H's booking. Like a month ago, we saw AJ Styles face off against Bron Breakker, and that was looking like it was going to cook. We would have had a top prospect in Bron Breakker going up against a veteran like AJ Styles, a guy who is incredibly respected in the world of wrestling and for sure a Hall of Famer, probably across multiple companies. This would have done us so many favors, and it would have done a lot of favors for both of the wrestlers and created this new era versus old era build. It would have been a good wrestling match guaranteed, and if Bron Breakker won that would have been the biggest win of his career in the main roster so far, and it would have happened at Wrestlemania. If AJ Styles won, then he'd get another title reign to really add prestige to the belt, and all round it would be a win-win for both of their stories, and maybe we could get more matches from them further down the line and create some sort of good feud. Instead of that, they gave AJ Styles to Logan Paul because Logan needs to be in a match with a technically gifted wrestler in order to look after him and also sell well. Another WrestleMania where a superstar has to waste their time fighting a part-timer, and it's not even for a belt. I'm convinced they booked that match, the Logan one v AJ, before the Intercontinental title, and that's why we went from that AJ face-off with Bron Breakker to Logan Paul. I think that Triple H had to pivot quickly, and he just decided to add the Judgement Day storyline, who have the whole "we need a new member" thing, and added it to the Intercontinental title match. Now, storyline wise, it's not a bad move. I don't really have a problem with it, to be honest. But I think they should have planned this out a lot better so that we had more time to get some build up for all the characters involved. And this is where I have a problem in terms of earning title matches and hype and all of that stuff. Finn and Dominik haven't earned their opportunity for the Intercontinental title, let alone at Wrestlemania. Dominik literally loses every single match he's in as a single superstar, and if he does win, then it's as a tag team, and when does that happen? Rarely nowadays. Then we got Finn Balor. He is literally called Pin Balor because of how many L's he takes. His stocks have gone down massively. He's meant to be the leader of the Judgment Day, but he loses most of the times. We just can't take that seriously, and I think his run with the Judgment Day has run stale now, and I do believe he will get betrayed and left in the mud by the Judgment Day. I'd honestly be surprised if both of them combined have more than 5 wins this year. If we're talking about earning title chances, I think there are other wrestlers that deserve it that are on the card, especially mid-card, and I think even if you add people like Sheamus, who's trying to complete the Grand Slam, that would be an excusable competitor to add into this title fight, and I think people can really get behind that story based off of completing the Grand Slam and what he's done for the company, how long he's been there, all of that stuff. Anyways, as I said, storyline wise, we know why Dom and Finn are here. Dominik is going to betray Finn and let one of Penta or Bron Breakker win this fatal 4-way, and whoever wins, that will be the new Judgment Day member. Now, I've made a video about how Penta should be the one turning heel, joining the Judgment Day, and what that does for the group going forwards. The link will be down below in the description if you want to check that out. But what if Bron Breakker joins the Judgment Day? Now, based off of image and look wise, that wouldn't work. Imagine an emo Bron Breakker. I'm not buying it, and I still think that the Judgment Day need to get over this emo thing. Their two most emo people are gone. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, they have that whole emo aura, so just get rid of it in terms of the Judgment Day. Get a rebrand, do something different. I personally would still prefer if Penta would do it over Bron, but what it does with Bron Breakker is he automatically becomes one of the main guys in the Judgment Day if he joined. Liv is the leader, but he will have the respect and the status with that Intercontinental title. Him doing this would also allow him to keep learning with other people who are also in development within the business, with people like Dominik Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez. On top of that, it would also give us a clear vision as to if he's a heel or not, instead of this awkward spear everyone bark gimmick. So yeah, Bron does gain a lot of things. It builds up his status as well in terms of getting closer to the main event status, which he is capable of, but we just haven't seen it yet. But personally, I'd still pick Penta to turn heel and join the Judgment Day over Bron Breakker. Like I said, link down below in the description. As we keep seeing with Triple H, he's just been poor with most of these build-ups going into WrestleMania. There's the least hype that I've seen in a while in terms of WrestleMania. And I want to say that in general, a lot of his feud build-ups are very overrated, but it gets brushed under the carpet and overlooked because of his best attribute as a creative, which is getting that good shock moment, or that moment where the storyline peaks. There's either some sort of shock or a big win or an unexpected win. He's good at that. I'm not going to take away anything from him when it comes to that. And people just forget how boring the build-ups was or how bad the build-up was. But it is what it is. The frauds always expose themselves in the long run, and we're seeing it with Wrestlemania. A lot of these feuds, people are just not interested, they don't care, or they don't want to see it. I know this new member of the Judgment Day thing will be good, and it's the only reason I care about this Intercontinental title fight, because in terms of storytelling for Bron, for Penta, they've not really given us anything. It's been the Judgment Day that brings a lot of the storyline elements into this feud, which is why they've done it. But in terms of a wrestling match and a feud that I would have rather seen, AJ Styles versus Bron Breakker is one that I definitely would have preferred over this whole Judgment Day thing. Maybe Bron Breakker does retain, and maybe we can see this match further down the line. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think of this build for the Intercontinental title? Would you have preferred AJ Styles versus Bron Breakker, etc.? I'd appreciate if you could hit the like button, sub to the channel for more WWE content, and thank you for your time.